Peace. Good morning. Real quick, this is in relation to the video that I uploaded yesterday about the black man and his self-esteem. Um, Let me share something with y'all because the story ain't over. I kicked it with my, I kicked it with my neighbor. I seen him a little bit later and shit, and I I had to break down to him, what he was dealing with and shit. You know what I'm saying? I had to put things in perspective for him. And it's like this. A black man with a job, a black man that gets up and goes to work every day, a black man with a job in his own apartment is an asset. I'm gonna say it again, a black man with his own job, his own apartment, he's an asset. I'm gonna tell you why. A lot of these broads don't be having nothing going on in life besides their good looks. This is the truth. You know what I mean? They had a fat ass and they tight fashion over clothes and shit like that. But they don't be having a dribble right for real. Just don't go for all of them. You got some chicks that's really, really made women. You know what I mean? Self-made, bossing. But they're in the minority. You dig what I'm saying? The majority is the chicks that's going half on a hotel room. There's 6 of them in a hotel room on South Beach. They taking their pictures and shit, trying to act like they lit. But they damn near on Skid Row. 6 of them in one fucking hotel room. They using it as a dressing room and shit. They don't really be built like that. This is the truth. You know why? Because the way society is, a woman's gonna find something to support her, and she knows this. And it don't have to be a man. Sometimes it could be a social service. It could be child support. It could be social security income, things of that nature and shit. You gotta watch out for that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like a man can't exist without having his own. When I say that, if a man doesn't have his own home, he'll eventually be put out. That's just he'll eventually be put out of where he stand. If a man don't have his own job, he won't have his own anything. You know what I'm saying? This is a man's world, and if you don't have your shit together, you're gonna get locked up, fines and costs, child support. You got college loans, defaulted loans, and shit like that. A man has to work. A man has to work. You dig what I'm saying? Because if a man don't work, nobody's gonna have him. This is the society. This is the society that we live in. Nobody's gonna just accept a man for his good looks. Not for long, anyway. You got to bring something to the table, and this is pumped into, especially black women. This is pumped into them as children. Use what you got to get what you want. All this kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? Is pumped into young black girls in the black community and shit. They grow up with the frame of mind that a man has to give them something, and they got this thought in their mind that was placed probably by their elders or other women, that if a man don't have nothing, don't talk to him. If a man don't have anything materially, or you know what I mean, financially, his book value, it plummets. It plummets because it's a man's role to provide. You dig? It's a man's natural role to provide. But just make sure that the woman that you're providing for, make sure she's bringing equal effort to the relationship. Make sure she's bringing equals on all bases: respect, communication, all of that. Don't have her if she don't, because there's a woman out there that will have you. Men are in the minority. It's 1,000 upon thousands of women out here. Niggas be getting killed. Niggas be going to jail. You know what I'm saying? You got some niggas that's bum niggas. You got some niggas that's homosexuals. Like, you gotta be aware of all of this stuff. And I wanted to reiterate that to my neighbor, that you are somebody, my nigga. You got to. When I ran into him, when we had our conversation, he had his backpack on. He was going to work. He's a laborer. You dig what I'm saying? He didn't know how to deal with that shit that happened to him. Imagine you being in another. Imagine us being in another country. We grew up in the United States, but these Africans and shit, they come here from Africa and the Gold Coast and different parts of the world and shit. And they come to the United States from war-torn countries where bombs and shit's blowing up, where they running around, have to carry AKs as 8, 9-year-old, they fighting and shit like that. When they get to the United States, they be on some, oh, we made it. This is paradise, you know what I'm saying? And they try to pretty much sustain a legitimate living. Like a lot of these foreign people, they come over here and they go straight to work. And what do black people do? Our people, you know what they do? They complain that they own all the fucking bodegas and shit. They complain that they own the ice cream trucks, the food trucks, the car washes and shit. Why? Because these niggas come over here and get straight to work. They get straight to work. You dig what I'm saying? Like, that's almost inbred in them. When I was overseas and I was encountering different Africans in Paris from all parts of Africa and shit. And just think about it. You leaving your country. You leaving where you from. You never gonna look back. Everywhere you going, you're gonna encounter strangers and shit. So you got an African in the United States. They watching the news, the police shooting niggas down and all that kind of shit. And somebody tearing up his house, and he just didn't know how to take that. He broke down in tears, man. He said, brother, I don't know what to do. I'm gonna get kicked out. What am I gonna tell my landlord? Oh my God. This same nigga that was pleading like that can turn into a bloody murderer. You know what I mean? And I was telling somebody that, like, you can't just be pushing motherfuckers buttons and shit, because eventually they might detonate. Subscribe to the channel, The Real Gully TV, and follow me on Instagram, The Real Gully TV. We kicking all facts here. I wanted to share that whole incident with the rest of the males in my group and shit, man. And y'all make sure y'all separate the meat from the bone. Don't let a woman mistreat you, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't let a woman mistreat you. That go from mother to baby mother. Peace.